Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago, and a special good morning to Tobago. That's right, it's our Tobago segment. And joining us in studio from Tobago, we have Ambassador Nickocy Phillips, the ambassador of TNT Youth's Will Rise, and Joycelyn Lynch-Benjamin, Youth Justice Officer of Trinidad and Tobago Youth's Will Rise. Good morning, how are you all doing?
Good morning. Thank you.
Okay, great. So we're talking about the Youth Boot Camp. Could you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, this Youth Boot Camp, good morning Tobago. This Youth Boot Camp was conceptualized through the Youth Prime Minister. I went up for the Youth Prime Minister, Youth-elect TT in 2015. And from that, I made some promises on the platform and I continued the promises. So it was established on May 18, 2015, Trinidad and Tobago Youth Will Rise. And after having a discussion with some joint partnership with the Defense Force, persons from the OGT, YTF, we decided to do a boot camp. So I took it upon myself to go over this boot camp and see what can we do different to what the other countries don't have. So we now have something called the Youth Juvenile Rehabilitation Camp Project, because the international standards would have said that the word boot camp, they want to phase that word out. So we're looking for a name, but so far we have a name called the Youth Juvenile Rehabilitation Camp Project. Now this youth boot camp is different because it has a rehabilitation process. And we're doing more rehabilitation, not only for the first-time offenders or the harsh offenders from the school or whatever youths, because we rated from the age of 8 to 18 or 17 years old. We are going to rehabilitate the household in which they come from. We're going to rehabilitate the school. We're going to go to the school to prevent, because we don't want to create a boot camp where we're waiting for offenders to come in. So it's a big thing.
All right, now it is, because you're talking about rehabilitation of the household and the school. What led to this? I'd ask the ambassador to respond.
Growing up has been tough. So I'm seeing, when I was small, I used to look at the late Prime Minister, Mr. Patrick Manny, and I always wanted to follow in his footsteps and be like him. But, you know, a lot has gone by with the youths, and there's so many things going on. And I've been the youngest youth officer of the Buko Village Council since the age of 13 years old. So my youth work started at that age. And I've always seen that we as government or government leaders, they always leave all the youths in everything they do. You can make all the legislation and all the policies and stuff, but once you do not have that interactive session with the youth and the youth leaders, actually, you're going to have a gap in the youth and the failure of the systems that we're using to mentor the youths.
Yes.
So I think, and I put my hope in this because it's something I've seen. It's a vision. I've seen it in my dreams, and I have voices saying, okay, I have to build this camp for the youth. So I would have gathered a team, and we have our executive differently. We have the Youth Justice Officer, which is responsible for youth policies and anything to defend the youths, even before the court or not. We have the communication liaison officer. We have different. Our executive level is different to comparing to other different executives.
Okay, great. And I'll ask Ms. Lynch-Benjamin to joining on the conversation this morning. Tell us a little bit about the role that you've been playing in all of this.
I would like to first say a pleasant good morning. It's a pleasure to be here to speak about our Youth Justice Juvenile Rehabilitation Camp Project. Now, my role so far has been to look at youth offending and to try to come up with policies, plans to prevent youth offending. Yes, we would do the rehabilitation section. However, if we could prevent offending, it would be better. We know youths at an early age, if they offend, they can have a criminal record. We would like to prevent this. We are seeing in the court system, they have quite a number of young people before the magistrate for offending, and you would not want that. We would want to prevent. So we would like to do interventions in the schools, in the different youth groups in the villages, from the community level. Let us work with them to ensure that youths do not offend. It's not nice for parents to see their children in the court system, standing before the magistrate, not knowing what their fate will be. So we just want to prevent this. So in our facility, God's willing, when it is established, there would be the component for prevention. We would want to have different professionals, because I'm trying to say oh my God, what is it? It has just gone. But it has all the talents, etc., do not reside with one person. So we would want to have different professionals in it. So my role is to try to get all the research done and to guide the camp in this direction, so that we can look after the interests of the youths before offending, and if they offend, that we would still have the systems in place to help rehabilitate them.
And Ms. Joycelyn, what would you say has been the response so far?
The response so far has been good. For the professionals and the divisions of the assembly, which we would have interacted with, we would have had very positive responses from them.
And Ambassador Nickocy, when exactly is the boot camp? When does it kick off?
Well, right now we are looking at funding. We took 2 years to sensitize the public and sensitize some of the ministers in who we meet, and the THA representatives, some of them of who we meet, as to what the boot camp is all about and what is the benefit to it, to Tobago especially. Next year we're looking at starting fundraising, because we have the boot camp. The launch we had of the boot camp was the 29th of September, just gone, and it's looking at a cost of approximately $14 million. Right? So next year, January, we have a list of proposals and fundraising events that we're going to start doing. We also have a joint partnership with Conscious in the Caribbean. It's a UK-based organization. What we have right now is a tourism package that we have offered to the island of Tobago, whereby the UK nationals are coming to the island in May for 2 weeks, and we have a package for everything that's happening in Tobago for them, and the funding that they're making there, all their bookings, everything is going towards the boot camp. And we have other international organizations that want to partner with us, but the failure is we're not getting the support as much as possible we need from our government and Tobago House of Assembly. But we will try the approach again and see how best it is, because when I leave to go to the States next year is to do a fundraising drive. But I do not want to leave here not having the full support of our government and the Tobago House of Assembly. But so far, the response has been good.
Okay, that's great. Your closing comments in our final couple seconds.
Well, beside the boot camp, we also do want to help at-risk families and stuff. On Saturday, I'll be coming with a group, a newly formed group, the Net Ace Netball Club. We're coming to Trinidad. We're going to do women's prison. We're going to be on Slam 100. We are also going to launch the Net Ace Netball Club at the Radisson Hotel at 7:30 p.m. We have invited guests as Dr. Denise Soifanangas, the presiding officer. She's going to be on the trip with us. We're also going to be going to deliver hampers and extra food and at different homes. We're not going to give the homes because they're a surprise. We're going to visit 2 children's homes in Trinidad to give out toys and hampers and stuff. But what I'm saying, I would like the public to know that we shouldn't give up on the youths. Despite of how troubled they are, it's up to us as leaders to find a way to help them. And this is what I'm willing to give back to the country, and I'm hoping for the government and the ministers who are listening now to find us and support us, and let's get this boot camp off the ground.
Great work. Thank you so much for being part of our show this morning. It was definitely a pleasure chatting with you both.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Okay, so well, that was our Tobago segment for this morning. So we continue with